They're propagandists, pure and simple. So they wheel this out again. And since they're the ones who are pulling the rug from our happiness, they're the ones making people miserable. They're the ones taxing you to death or whatever else it might be, right? You know, or my God, just flooding the media with horror stories from all over the world that they're really the ones creating, by the way.
Right.
And then that unseats you and it makes you shrink from, you know, engagement in the world. These are people who specialize in unhappiness on a colossal universal level. They're very spiritless science, which is bankrupt, right? I've just done my mysticism premium thing, you know, where we took it apart one more time, just in case Path of the Fool wasn't enough, and other things I've done. But this time it was systematically taken apart so that the most skeptical Sam Harris fan would just be, okay, change the subject, quick, get me out of here. All right, it's been nailed, done. But these people, their spiritless science is already to denude you of any connectivity to the Russellian universe. Right, with their big bangs, or their straitjacket materialism. They love it. Remember I told you they have no shoulder move, they have nowhere to move. These people are in straitjacket philosophy, straitjacket science. And they want you to come in, join the club, and sit in the straitjacket, and then we can talk about it. The man who's amateur, who's outside the cage, right, of academia, is free to speculate. He's free to think, right? You know, and he's free to change his view and change his mind. Something that we have to realize these people can't do. They stay within that cage. They are locked within it. They're not speculative thinkers. They're dogmatists and they're demagogues, right? So they're the last people that I would hand the trust and happiness. You know, so that's why they wheel it out. That's why they take it. It's like a joke for them to say, we are the bringers of death. We're the orgasmatron. We are the bringers of murder and death. Let's put on a new hat and say, we'll bring you happiness too. Of course, what it really means, the reason they're really all doing this, and you have to read a lot of books on this shite to realize what they're talking about, is because their formula for happiness is pure communitarianism. It's back to the global civil society in which you're unhappy because you sit there over your shop, or you sit there in your grotto peeping out of the letterbox. You know, you grab the pizza and just slam the door, and the pizza guy's looking over your shoulder going, why's he got all those guns, man? All right, yeah, that's America, that's the world. So we're going to bring you out to dance in the streets. It's going to be Oliver. It's going to be, oh my God, right? They're going to just, you know, they're going to insist that the solution for happiness is more interactivity with a bunch of gormless twats like yourself. That's it. And so it leads to the global village. Remember I said we've been talking for years, since Architects of Control and before, about the post-human agenda. Yeah, that does mean drugging the shit out of somebody with happy pills individually. But then now that you're in the dumps, right, with the whole of the psychiatry, you're down in the sludge, in the mud. Now they want to take you out of that by some full promise of the Pied Piper with his happiness image has come over the hill, and you'll join it because you're in such a depth of depression, right? You'll join this horrible Quatermass collective, you know, seeking for the elusive, and off they go into the sunset and over the fucking cliff. It's the biggest joke of all. It's the restaurant at the end of the universe where everybody sits there and cheers and cracks open bottles of wine and sends up the balloons while the universe explodes in one final devastating cataclysm. And everybody buys a ticket to go to this restaurant, according to Douglas Adams's wonderful book. They actually go forward in time, right? This is the biggest thrill you can have, is if you're a billionaire, you buy a ticket to go forward in time so you can sit at the restaurant at the end of the universe and salute the destruction of the entire universe. One big last final high. We're that close.